Twitch and YouTube. Both of you. A shout out to the two services and all two people that watch me. Welcome to the finale, maybe, of this. It's definitely the finale of this case. It's not the finale of this game. Don't know why I called it that. That's some bold expectations. Ahem. Let's get right into it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Boy, you're not big on the opening statement, as grandiose as you are.
Prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We've reached the final day in our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood.
Come on! Don't be awed into silence every time he says something. Yeah, alright, fair enough.
Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop's caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom.
Boy, it's a damn shame I had decisive evidence, only to, just show it to him. And not only was it decisive, it was extremely incriminating, prompting him to just tase me and take it, so... Good thing I showed it to, Edgeworth, who definitely doesn't have any skin in this game. And also, if you have I missed the greatest witness in Ace Attorney history, we are just about to cross-examine Yanni Yogi, so, Lady Bela, I don't think you have.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in a boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
Well, alright, yeah, I don't think you needed to object to that then.
I see! Very well, are you thinking your testimony?
Alright. This guy's voice. The old coot. Old murderous coot.
I'm really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did. I wasn't running away or nothing. But I went to buy some food for Polly, you see. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. Yeah, I need one of them motive things, right? And I don't got none. So my testimony yesterday stands as it is.
For the record, you don't need motive when blaming a victim, or like blaming a victim. You certainly don't need motive for that. When accusing somebody of a crime, you don't need motive. If you have video footage of a guy shooting a man in the face, no one's gonna be like, alright, but we don't have motive, and let him go, alright? It's clearly he shot the man. Motive isn't necessary. It's nice, don't get me wrong, for building a case, but evidence is more important than motive. I'm here, is this a new case or what? Nope, still the same case, it's a long one.
Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we?
He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it.
Surely if he worked as a court bailiff, his fingerprints would be on record, right? I hate the idea that all the murders have motive, too. Well, yeah, it's in this game, but I understand it in a video game because it'd be kind of boring if it was like, why'd he do it? The hell of it. He was bored and he had a gun. Fair enough. But, yeah, in real life, you don't need a motive. It's nice, but you don't need it. But yeah, it's still the Edgeworth case there, 7-9. I'd call what you did running away, and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger!
Now, Mr. Wright. There's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony.
He sure seems relaxed for a man who tased me. In fact, they both do, Von Karma and Yanni Yogi.
How are you? Doing alright. Sure you don't need a motive to kill a dude. Well, you certainly don't need him. Well, one could argue you need some sort of motive to pull the trigger, albeit boredom. But the thing is, for the hell of it is an acceptable motive. Court's not going to be like, do better than that, and throw the case out. Crimes of passion, that's a motive, spur-of-the-moment crimes, murders in this case, don't really have motives. I'd argue a crime of passion has a motive. It's hard to prove, but it has a motive for Jiro. You'd kill for Jiro, huh, 7-9? That was, what, 8 games ago? Why did you leave?
He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone's talking?
If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Solid counter-argument, but at the same time, Von Karma does raise something to the point. I like that they had to write dialogue for every pressing, and some of it's just, what the hell's wrong with you? Why would you press that?
Polly's a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France.
You, a boat rental shop / failing noodle store owner who dresses like a homeless person escaped from a hospital, import bird pellets from France. Is that really what you're trying to sell me on here?
They only have them in the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker shack?
Well, I kinda got lost, you see.
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack.
Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that.
I see. So he was lost. Let the record show this harmless old man was lost.
Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. Jiro changed my life. Did he? I mean, I guess he changed mine in that now I know there's a character named Jiro and kind of what he's about, but it wasn't a major change or anything. Whoops. Figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
Yep, seems like it.
And how could you know you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Not a terrible argument from Phoenix, I guess. Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are.
The witness has testified quite clearly he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, show the court proof.
How am I supposed to prove what's going on in the old codger's head? That's impossible.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue.
He remembers where to buy birdseed, okay. Well, I mean, that bird probably yells at him, "Right, feed me the French food, bitch!" So, you know, it's kind of easy to remember that. Mental evaluation. That would be the correct and logical thing to do. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do! You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Alright, again, even I know better than that, Phoenix, in a court of law. I've never been to law school or even, you know, outside of traffic court, a courtroom. I know better than that.
Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge.
Well, I think he could, just, you know, within the last so.
It's impossible!
I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been saying the same thing over and over now. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case, and no motive. Both of these statements are lies!
Order, order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Ho ho! Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself.
Great theatrics there, Von Karma.
So, who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the witness.
Oh, no, wait. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi? That name seems familiar.
Of course you were the fucking judge for that case. You're the only goddamn judge in the game. There's 2 others, literally, in this country. You go to another one.
Oh! Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident. I remember it well.
You're like the only one. Everyone else I need to like sift through files and won't talk about it. It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. I mean, he does. What do you...
Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating.
I mean, based on how much his case is connected to DL6, it's hard not to figure out who the Bodhi is. Well, the judge is definitely... Well, at this point, he's only just learning, so he hasn't seen everything we, the audience, have. That name sounds familiar. Oh! Yogi Berra! My favorite cartoon character named after baseball star Yogi Berra. Love that man. Very entertaining. Not a joke, look it up.
However, how do you propose to prove it to this court?
You know what the best part about this case ending today is? I don't have to do Von Karma's voice anymore, because it wrecks the throat.
This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And also, allow me to repeat myself once more, that the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go.
Oh god, her voice.
Nick! How are you going to prove it? How can we prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor! Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I can't believe they actually brought that up.
I see. That makes sense.
Boy, you seem smug.
I'm so very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? What? No fingerprints? What the hell? Prove to me he has no memory then. Fair enough. Well, I mean, he's claiming it. And, I mean, I guess if the judge sees him as a legitimate suspect, he would probably order a court mandated evaluation of his mental faculties. I do have to convince the judge that it's possible he's a suspect, though, first. Otherwise, it's a waste of the court's time. You don't have to do this particular Von Karma voice anymore. It's true. I have to do another one who will not sound anything like this guy, let me tell you.
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. Burned my fingertips working with the stuff, yep. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Ooh, that's gotta sting.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints,
Dental records, Your Honor. There's other ways of telling, for God's sakes.
I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
No.
Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems the case has been decided, no?
Remember that. If I commit a crime, I need to start working at a chemical plant. I think you need to do it before you commit the crime, 7-9. Foolish fool who thinks a voice character is different from her father is foolish. Sick reference. She's definitely gonna have twinges of German lady. Or as best I can do. Not being German or a lady. But, yeah, no, she's not gonna be a 60-year-old chain smoker that sounds like a guy doing a bad Batman voice from Christian Bale era.
No, I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another.
Is he just standing there thinking to himself, yes, he does this. I tend to just let it go. It's usually very interesting. Ah, okay.
She's 19, right? I think, yeah. Christian Bale's Batman for Von Karma. But I don't need to until I commit the crime. No. You're going to leave fingerprints on whatever you touch. So, once you plan to commit a crime, go work at a chemical plant, get your fingertips burned off, then commit it so there aren't any fingerprints. That's what you do. Because he didn't commit the crime until after he worked at the chemical plant, remember?
There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one.
Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief.
And thus the biggest mistake Von Karma made. Offering me a chance to cross-examine a witness.
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? What is it, Nick?
No, you're not going to. Your Honor! The defense would like to take up Mr. Von Karma on his proposal.
And to take Mr. Von Karma up on my proposal?
Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Thank you for not using the epic dance music for this scene. Von Karma's been rubbing his chin, staring at the wall for 15 minutes. He's been rubbing his wall and staring at the... He's rubbing his wall. Yep, that's what he's doing. Alright, joke's over. That bit's done. Would have messed it all up and been caught. Exactly 7-9. You gotta pay attention. Why is fingerprints the only option to verify the dude's identity? 15 years ago in the games universe was like 2003, I want to say. Even when this game made, forensic science advanced sufficiently enough to verify both with identity by means of other fingerprints. Provided they had DNA records of him beyond his fingerprints. Which, if he was arrested and tried for murder, you'd think they would have, but maybe the filing system's bunk? Who knows? Let the parrot take the stand. That's a robble sort of moment.
Order! What do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce, I object.
Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested.
Well, you're so desperate, then please be my
guest. I mean, I'm kind of with Von Karma. Your Honor, come on now, really? That's my objection. Dental records are also an option. They would have had to have taken those. Which, again, if he was arrested, he would have had it, but, you know. The point is, the game's just not gonna let us. I have way less of a problem with that than I do, some of the larger details, like, Phoenix just showing people incriminating evidence, and the whole, he got off for being temporarily insane, so he didn't do it problem. Blood analysis after DL6. Yeah, you know, we start dealing, I don't know about the second and third game, because I barely remember them, but I know in the next case it deals with luminol and shit, which becomes a much bigger part of the series, and you get blood analysis in on the games.
Of course, if you should go through with this and nothing comes with it, I hope you're ready for the full consequences.
Nick, this is crazy!
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I'll cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least I think so. Shout out to the next Phoenix Wright game where I have to cross-examine a monkey. You were defending a whale at one point, weren't you? In one of the 3DS games. I never played it. It's one of the DLC cases. I almost said DL6 cases. One of the downloadable content cases on the 3DS is, I think it's a SeaWorld type thing, because there's pirates and shit, and you're defending a whale, of all things, for murder. You don't cross-examine Money the monkey. Okay, there is a monkey in the game, great. Can't change your DNA makeup. It's true. He burned his teeth off working at the chemical plant.
I say, this chemical looks nice and ripe. Oops, spilled some on my hands. Let me just hold it in my...
That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. Mr. Wright, I can't work like this. The witness is ignoring me.
It must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Very well, witness. Who is your owner?
Testify for us. Shout out to the judge for at least playing along with this. He is the best. Great stuff. Hello. Fuck off.
Certainly the most concise testimony we've heard so far.
The judge is great. One of my favorite, if not my favorite character, one of my favorite characters. You defend an orca of murder. Yeah, that sounds right. Someone literally committed a murder and blames it on a killer whale. It's a killer whale after all. I don't see why we're in court for that, though. This segment is gold.
Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? We have to call her name, right, in order to get her to testify? Or in order to get her to speak beyond hello? Oh, I can't press the ellipses. That's a shame. Witness! You can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly.
Mr. Wright, I think we've established the parrot's name is Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity?
I don't think it does. Well, I guess it doesn't really have anything to do with that, no.
Please only ask questions pertaining to the matter at hand. Very well, witness. Continue your testimony.
Hold it! Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe you're speaking to the man.
I'm with Von Karma on this one.
Well, I guess we should try and get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi.
Alright. I wonder if in Von Karma's final moments in jail, before he killed himself, a detail I remember because I did play the second Edgeworth game somewhat recently, and they mention it in there. If he's like,
Fucking hate that parrot. Can't believe it. Should've just broken the thing's neck.
alright. Maya's options, other than what's your name? What's the safe number? That is the day of the crime. Have we forgotten something? He talked about Remember DL6, so that makes the most sense, right? As I recall, 2 days ago. Why surprised by Judge going on with the cross-examination of Perry? Graybeard, the judge, is an entire circus for Pete's sake. Yeah, but he's, much like a circus, very entertaining. Polly, have we forgotten something? Don't forget DL6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello. Right? What? That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot something we forgot. Hello. Right?
Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it.
This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright.
Did you fucking prep the parrot? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Jesus Christ, Von Karma. Yeah, he deserves to win. Fuck it. Edgeworth did it. This guy, he worked hard. He trained the parrot not to respond when we asked him if we'd forgotten anything? God damn it, dude. Dedication. Game, respect, game. What's a safe number then? Haha, maybe I'll get her to say the safe number. The safe? Why? Let's just try and get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number in the safe in the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228.
My, what a reckless parrot! Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming this number has something to do with the caretaker.
Actually, it does. Depends on the circus. But yeah, sure, the judge is in the game for the sole purpose of being comedy relief. The game is sort of a comedic romp around murder. Tonally, it's all over the place, but it's very entertaining. Brings us terrifying implications that he hit or scarred the parrot until it didn't mention DL6 was asked. It doesn't look damaged, the parrot.
Ha! Ridiculous.
Oh, also 7-9. When you go and commit this crime, don't have any parrots with you. That's the other tip. They'll fucking sink you in court. Judges need to be there to issue verdict, as judges do. Yeah, there you go. That's why he's in the game. To issue a verdict, arg.
How can the number of the safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Where's the DL6? That has... Yep, okay, there it is. Just making sure.
The DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case?
I don't know! The fucking defendant and the victim were both extremely prominent figures in this. And it's also the motive you're using of why Edgeworth killed the man? Just saying, that's my obsession with this. Obsession, in quotes.
Mr. Wright, where in this file is something related to the safe number?
Case summary. It's on the case summary page.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date in which DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date. 15 years ago.
Flashes back. I need to play Edgeworth 2, but don't have access to it maybe one day. I played a fan hack of it. It's a translation that was put out since Capcom won't bother to ever put it out, despite it being a very good game. I recommend it. Get a DS emulator, download the translated file, and have a great time. Or watch my playthrough of it on YouTube. I think it's great. The way judges passes a judgment, a well-trained monkey or a parrot could pass a judgment in the same way. Now, I forget when he says it, but he points out, they call me Judge Fickle, but I always get the right result. And the number on that safe is 1228.
Ah!
He used the date of the DL6 since it is the number for the safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set secret numbers to dates. Bah! There's not tangible proof. I set my ATM's card to 0001 because I'm number 1.
That's... I don't know if you want to say that out loud, but okay.
This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing.
Indeed. Although I do recommend a bit more security, Mr. Von Karma.
Alone, it's a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence.
Where am I gonna find that?
Write that down. I don't think it's difficult to remember there, 7-9.
Nick, we're getting closer. One more, if we can just get one more piece of evidence.
Right.
But what?
Very well, witness. You may continue.
Well, shit. Well, I guess we should try getting something else out of her. We need to show Judge her owner is Yogi. Ugh, God, what do I have for that? A gun! Shoot the pet now! Boat shop owner, it's her name is Polly. Photograph of the murder. Bullets. Map of Gordon Lake. Cargo toxin. Anything else in here? 37. Memory loss. Hey! Polly! Aha! Polly Jenkins, his fiance! Ha 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 ha! Press again, forgot something right. I found that shit. Witness, you can. Okay, I read that already. What do I say? Yeah, what's your name? Name's Polly. Pair's name Polly. Of course it has something to do with the owner's identity. Yes, it does!
Ha! Fascinating. You claim the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Show us proof.
Don't you think you're taking this bluff a little too far?
Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he's Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is this case file, which let me check it real quick. It is the suspect data. Got it. No, present it, damn you.
There we go. The DO6 case file. That's quite a large file you have there.
Oh my, Von Karma. I wasn't aware you were looking.
Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us the page. Where in this file is information connected to the parrot's name? The suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. Ahem. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. I will never stop doing that bit, even when this fucking page rips in half, because it's a tax document and it wanted me to return this even though I paid it online. Just such a good paper for it. It's got a nice, foldy, crinkly noise. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed, it does say that, yes.
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins. Polly!
Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé?
Well, I mean, is she cute? She's only 7 years old! So, no, got it. Adorable, maybe, but...
That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay.
My god. He's still pretty gross, I'm not gonna lie.
I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different.
This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order, order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. Told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook.
That's not how it works, but okay. I've yelled about it enough.
So I pretended to have brain damage.
Ah.
I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life.
You mean earthquakes? You're just gonna get revenge on all earthquakes?
I didn't care who had sent it. I thought it was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth.
I don't see how the fucking child of 11 or 9 or whatever really deserved a revenge. Hammond, maybe. You might have a case with Hammond. The child?
I have no regrets.
All right, well, lock him up and burn him. Lock him up in an oven.
Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter.
Bitch, you're on trial.
Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma? Where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then, the defendant Miles Edgeworth is innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand?
Ah, we don't normally see this, actually. I guess Butts was on the stand, but, Will Powers wasn't, and, well... No, yeah, Maya wasn't either.
There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case, so I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
Objection! Bring the parrot back in here! Manfred's 65 and Francisca's like 18 when she's first introduced. There's a 47-year age gap between father and daughter, which, to be honest, is a bit odd, fathering a child at 47. Dude fucks, what can I say?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty.
Confetti, baby! Yeah! Woo! Confetti! We did it!
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Alrighty.
Did someone just say objection?
It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no.
God damn it, Edgeworth. But you don't play the music! What are you doing? Stop it! No! No! Edgeworth! Your Honor. Sick pose. I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what?
Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh. What do I do?
Fucking what are you doing, Edgeworth? The judgment's already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Didn't something like that happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. Fairsy squaresies, Mr. Wright.
We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
Why'd he kill his own dad? He threw... The idea was that his dad, the bailiff, and him were all trapped in a dark elevator together as a result of an earthquake. And while the bailiff and his dad were struggling over a gun, it might have been the bailiff's gun, it might have been evidence in a trial, can't remember. In the dark elevator, it kind of fell to the floor, and Edgeworth got it, and he just kind of has... He has a bit of memory from the oxygen deprivation. His memory's not altogether there. He knows that he threw the gun, or maybe fired it, and it went off, and he hit someone. Or something, maybe. But no one's really sure what. And the theory here is that in the confusion, he accidentally shot his father. This part also bugged me. Even a 9-year-old accidentally killed someone because he threw a gun. That's not murder, it's involuntary manslaughter. No, it totally is, but again, it's magical Phoenix Wright world. I seem to remember in one of the games there's a case where a character hires an assassin, and the assassin isn't tried, but the character who hired him is found guilty of murder, which is pretty rad. If you want to make a quick buck in Phoenix Wright land, be an assassin. Apparently it's legal, and the guy who hires you bears all the fault of the crime. And he's under the age of criminal responsibility. At the time, certainly, yes. It'd be very easy to prove it was unintentional.
For 15 years, I've had a reoccurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean, in the instant where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today.
I don't know why you're pointing at Phoenix. The culprit, force of habit, maybe. The culprit is me. Here are my spoilers. Case referring to is Injustice for All. That's the next game. Who knows when I'll play that.
Order, order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. So, my original ruling stands. He's not guilty for this business, but, you know. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We try this man for his crime 15 years ago.
Ah, yes! His crime. His masterful plan of orchestrating an earthquake. I think they couldn't get a hold of the assassin. Hiring contract killer should count as a murder charge. Yeah, it doesn't. Counts as accomplice to murder. Counts as conspiracy to commit murder. You can get them on a lot of other charges. Actually, murder, though, is not one of the charges you can get for hiring a gun. It's definitely accomplice and conspiracy, though, which is basically as bad once you slap those charges onto it.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess.
5 minutes?
During that time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take.
That's like barely enough to use the bathroom, man. The restroom's all the way at the end of the hall.
Course is adjourned.
What the hell? 5 minutes. I can make 5 things a minute, Rice.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Oh, Wright, not Mr. Wright. I just wasted all of your effort.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad.
I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the
Not true at all. Not even close to true. Yeah, he was 9. He was a terrified, traumatized 9-year-old trapped in darkness and about to pass out from oxygen deprivation. Also, he didn't be like, time to murder Yanni Yogi and miss and hit his dad. That wasn't what... If that's what happened, maybe. But that's not at all what happened.
This is crazy. Just crazy!
Nick, what are you doing?
Huh?
Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it.
5 minutes? That's enough time to take a proper much else consider the thing. Damn it, Judge.
He confessed that he did it in court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. It's not real.
The truth is right here in this court record!
In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me.
Right. There's a not entirely sure of himself look he just gave me. By the way, fun fact about this, I think I read somewhere. In the original second game, which is Justice for All, there's a passing comment that Edgeworth kind of went into hiding, or went sort of off the grid after this particular case, and no one's seen him. With the DS release, where they added another case and he's still the prosecutor, that line doesn't check out. So for this, they actually updated that line to say shortly after, or a little bit after that case, thus allowing for the time it takes for Rise from the Ashes. A cool detail that I was just suddenly reminded of. Kiss him? Really, Autobot? Alright, sure. Conspiracy accomplice. That was just a should I kiss him look. Well, it was definitely a I'll kiss him at the end of this look, but only if he gets, he actually gets me off the hook here.
Judge! Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let's begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on DL6 runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book.
I see. I like how he admits it's unconventional to do it by the book, meaning his trials are usually fast and loose.
Does the defense have any objections?
No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Wouldn't be a first Autobot at such a brain fart. That's a weird one, though.
Very well.
Yo, what if I'm playing a really horny game and people are rooting for husbandos? I have to allow that term permanently. What if someone wants me to play Dream Daddy, What then? I have to allow it. Or at least go back and allow it.
Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness...
Really? I guess we're doing it by the book.
Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth.
Oh, good, so it's a mistake. Your Honor, I dropped the murder charges.
Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
Wentworth was telling me his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That would be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
I don't suppose we have the dream in evidence or anything. Let me read over this thing. No clues found at the scene. Defense attorney trapped in the elevator. Returning from a lost trial with son. I like that in this, they added the detail that Edgeworth lost the trial. That's so unnecessary and just such a sting, It's like, returning from the trial he totally blew. Could just said trial. Returning from trial with son. Miles Edgeworth, 9. One bullet was found in his heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Probably the bullet being fired, or the gun being fired twice. Fast and loose. That's a hooker's description, not of the case. You aren't wrong, but at the same time, it is an expression that doesn't necessarily apply to hookers. Shout out to the bot blanking, the term kiss him, but being fine with hooker.
Please, please.
Alright, edgy boy, what you got for us?
That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream.
Well, there we go.
It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all.
And until now, you thought this memory was a dream?
We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events.
Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The DL6 incident. I mean, we know what it is, but for the hell of it, I'll press anyway. Baby Edgeworth is adorable. The bow tie really sells it. Of all the kid versions that we see, in this game at least, of Larry, Edgeworth, and Phoenix, Edgeworth is clearly the most adorable, albeit his open mouth as he points is kind of terrifying. Larry looks homeless, and Phoenix is wearing a dumb shirt. Those are my only thoughts on them. What was the trial your father was involved with that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago, I don't remember the details.
That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. I believe that case is referenced in the second Edgeworth game. So, there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then, as time passed, and no one came to help, Father Mr. Yogi lost his composure and began to argue. Larry always looks like a hobo. He looked more like a hobo as a child, though, because he had, like, the onesie and the shorts, where at least now he's got a jacket. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... Do you remember Edgeworth's flounce letter at the end of Rise from the Ashes? No? What? It's been a while since I remember I really like Rise from the Ashes, but otherwise I don't really remember a lot of it. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. Oh, shit. Tell us about it. What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off from when it fell from its holster. Something they're not supposed to do, but whatever.
And you picked it up. What happened next?
I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi and wanted them to stop fighting. Oh, shit. There we go. In the crest of Rise from the Ashes, we see Edgeworth's I'm leaving letter. Oh, neat. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I think I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked.
So you're saying you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi?
I was in a daze. Rise from the Ashes is good, but the case is as long as hell. It, like, doubled the length of the game. It was crazy. Shout out to the Nintendo DS, though, and its power to do that. And the touchscreen implementation. Rest in peace, you beautiful console. Or handheld, I suppose. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot and that horrible scream. That scream. This terrible scream, I remember it to this day. To this day? Yes. I can practically hear it now. I doubt I'll ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of the testimony clearly contradicts the evidence, but I don't know what it means. I better find out quick. What was fired twice? Single gunshot, so... Aha! Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream, and then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. Yo! Great movie! I wasn't aware they were involved in this trial. Your Honor, bring me Walt Disney! This is not murder, this is a sad baby boy. It's true. I see. By the way, I will go on the record as saying Rise from the Ashes is probably my favorite case. I am aware that many people think this case is better, and honestly, this is a very good case as well. The usual hit, though, is the final of the third game, which served as, like, the finale of the trilogy, meant to tie everything up. Another very good case, but I don't think it beats Rise from the Ashes. I acknowledge it's probably better, honestly, for characters and story and wrapping up. I just really like Rise from the Ashes. I like all the players in it. As opposed to, you know, the final one in the third game where, some of the characters don't really do it for me. No, Your Honor, unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. What are your guys' favorite cases in the chat?
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on.
Oh, for God's sakes, what is it with you? Victim data. Jesus. Look at the victim data in the file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot?
Was there perhaps another shooter that fired a second shot? Your Honor, I'm sure you're aware. The incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident.
Well, he raises a point.
There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What?
I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot had something to do with that case?
Do I? What is this? That's for Robert Hammond, not this case. My favorites arise from the Acid, Brits Turnabout, and Turnabout Farewell, the Assassin one. Oh yeah, the finale of Case 2 is also very well regarded. I think partly because, wait, let me check this. Yeah, there's two! You got the injury there and the glass. Look at that. Present the old case photo. Really now, Arg? Let me figure it out, please. But anyway, yes, I did find it. What was I gonna say? I think that case is so well regarded partly because it's very fun and introduces the assassin's a fan favorite character. Can I? Oh, yes, I do. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. Also, isn't like it following one of the worst cases in the series? And it's just such a breath of fresh air compared to it. I seem to remember the case before the Assassin one is pretty regarded as, like, one of the worst ones they've ever done.
What? Impossible! Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Lord knows I do. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence of the second firing pistols related to this incident?
Certainly do. Fuck you!
Look at this photograph! This is a photo of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim is lying there. Is Gregory Edgeworth?
This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So let me get this straight. This photo proves two.
Are you fucking blind? Your Honor, please get a clip. Yeah, come on now, really. Show the judge a contradiction in the photo. Okay, right there. Come on, man. I don't have a favorite case in the series. I kind of like the whole series. Also, last case of Justice for All is highly regarded, partly because the case prior to that is a very weak case by many. Yeah. I seem to remember that being the consensus. I can't remember which one it is. Not the banana one? With the... Nobody tell me. Let it be a surprise. I'm just sort of thinking to myself. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here.
I see. A bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet, there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot.
Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. Rest in peace. The other hit the elevator door. Remember, the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by somebody else.
Mr. Wright? But who could have that someone else have been?
The murderer, of course.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary page? Let's see here. That's... Oh, shit! Well, it ripped. Case summary page. Well, that's on page 1. Let's see here.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the crime scene.
Oh no.
If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
The second bullet has never been found.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, just for all, there's 4 cases, and Turnabout Goodbye is the 4th and final one. 3rd case is considered very weak by many. I remember I didn't care for it either when I first played it on the years ago.
Why? Because the second bullet does not exist.
What? There,
The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth in this matter.
what about the other fucking hole? What?
It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
That's insane. Are you really?
Order.
I will have order. That's your best defense, Von Karma? That's very weak. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So, all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid we have to discount the defense's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this the whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick, if the second bullet wasn't there, and all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edward declared innocent.
Let's somehow disprove his weak defense. Von Karma's point will stand. Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. Thought there was another person, someone else who had fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could have been that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick.
Well, seems we've finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. The shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
No, Your Honor, I've been really engrossed in this Pokemon Go thing that just came out. Have you? It's really quite impressive. I'm getting it in before I'm sentenced to jail here. Oh, Name, what's going on? Can't leave my room till the end of my half-term holiday. So mad because I don't know how I got COVID. Oh no, you got COVID? Well, shit, that sucks, man. But now I gotta stay in my room for almost 2 weeks. That fucking sucks, dude. Hey, you know what? Great time to work on that Arsene only run.
Do you have any objections?
No, I do not.
So, you killed your father, though it was not your intention.
Yes, I did.
Oh no. He's accepting the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict to the defendant today, right here. Right now! Indeed. Does anyone have any objections?
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, I object.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Nick, I don't know. This case is perfect. Oh no. It must exist.
Oh, is this Mia? PS4's in the living room. Fuck that! Drag it up to your room. You're there for 2 weeks. What are people gonna do? Come in and take it? Worked on it a bit before I had to quarantine. Fucking plead your case, man. I'm stuck here for 2 weeks. Get me a goddamn PS4.
The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where?
Someone took it.
It seems waiting is not going to produce any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, I stepped away. What happened? What's happening? Watch the VOD, 7-9. Nah, I got the token. Well, if you say so. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed.
What?
Can you just recap it for me? Edgeworth's found not guilty, but is pleading guilty to the murder of his father accidentally, and we're trying to prove he didn't do it.
But we've just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer.
The murderer? Then tell us just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one.
So the criminal took the second bullet, but why?
Huh?
First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search a bullet?
Yes. Unless it hit him? I mean, it went out the window and shot the guy. It's an unfortunate amount of clutter at my feet there. My can of compressed air fell over. Ahem. I mean, if it shot the guy, he wouldn't need it. It would be, like, in him, right? He didn't need it? Did Edgeworth do it or what? Well, we're proving he didn't. Why would the murderer have spent time to look for the stray bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Bah, the murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. But don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. The murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take the bullet.
Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean?
Well, for instance, maybe the bullet hit the murderer.
The bullet hit the murderer.
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? What does that mean? Tell us the answer. Clutter at your feet. Is that what you call your cat now? Nah, shut the door. Cat's not allowed in the streaming room. She likes to curl up under the desk, and I get nervous about the wires. Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot, and they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Yes! I guess that's how it would work. Yes.
But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanioki, were both unharmed. So that would mean
the murderer came from outside. Yes. Say the following phrase as fast as you can. I'm not a pheasant plucker. I'm a pheasant plucker's son. I do not stop my pheasant plucking until my pheasant plucking's done. I'm not a pheasant plucker. I'm a pheasant plucker's son. I do not stop my pheasant plucking until my pheasant plucking's done. There you go. I'm very good at tongue twisters, actually. That's like one of the few things I can do very well. I'm not a pleasant flucker. Not quite. That's not how they want me to flub that one. I'm not a pheasant plucker. I'm a pheasant plucker's son. I did not stop my pheasant plucking until my pheasant plucking's done. The hardest tongue twister in the world is the sick, sick, chic, sick, sheep, sick. So, you know, try that one. Two men fight inside the elevator. Sorry, I think it's the sick, sick, chic, sick, sheep, sick. There you go. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol and throws it. Fucker. That's fair. But yeah, no, I'm weirdly good at tongue twisters. It is one of the few things I'm really good at. One smart fella, he felt smart. The pistol discharged, and the bullet. The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Your Honor, we're looking for Agent 47! Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. I would also accept Mr. Clean, or Bruce Willis, post-hair loss, Your Honor. Maybe a disgruntled Patrick Stewart. You with a shaved beard.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I can't deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
Your Honor, he just said there was no murderer. Therefore, Edgeworth didn't do it.
If no one was wounded at the time of the incident, he's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy.
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation we've taken in many years prosecuting.
Ahem. What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock? Yes, I'm a peasant flucker, naturally. But took it because he was injured, which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. Oh my god! Von Karma, you son of a bitch!
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma.
Oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh fuck! Mr. Wright, you seem dazed. Oh my god! Just screaming over there in the the defense's bench. Ah! No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that murder came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh.
Should I come out and say it now?
Go for broke, man.
Your Honor! There is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
My hands are shaking.
V what? Is it Victor? Perhaps.
Von Karma!
Von Karma? Oh, wait. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor standing right over there? That one?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident! Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record! Why would you take such one vacation without any reason?
You're claiming I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
He took a vacation, it turns out, to Mexico and had it removed. The doctor died 2 years ago in a drug cartel fight. Really all they needed. There's no way we'd resolve this in one day. It's no use.
Edward.
I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. He could just be like, yo, doc, I got shot. And the doc's like, yeah, I see it all the time. Pops the bullet out. Okay, you're good. And they bring him back and it's like, did you pull a bullet out of this man 15 years ago? And the doctor would be like, I don't know, maybe. I do a lot. What? It's not like he told me why he pulled the bullet out or had it in him. I don't ask questions.
Nobody's that perfect.
That was all he needed to do.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane.
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out by yourself. Well, it depends how deep they are, but sure, alright.
Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove I was shot?
Yeah, I can, bitch. Now that I think about it. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it.
Use the metal detector. You're right. That's my thought.
I'll even use evidence. I know how much you like it.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is this metal detector.
There we go. I thought so too.
Von Karma's perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now?
I think it's unlikely Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean?
I do. There's a possibility the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
Is that even possible? Is that even possible? For all these years?
Well, there's one way to find out.
We could use this metal Sorry, Judge, I'm going through puberty. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you. Let's see what we find. Just massive beeping on his dick.
What? I fuck. Clearly I'm kinky. Keep going.
I got it. Oh, look at him sweat. Look at him panic. He knows.
I refuse.
You refuse?
But refusing this means you acknowledge the bullet is still inside you?
All he needs to say is like,
Your Honor, that's a bit of shrapnel.
or I was shot on a different occasion. That's all he needs to say.
Order, order!
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
The statute of limitations runs out in this case today. It was you who said we needed to end it right here, right now.
Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. I was shot on a different occasion. Yeah, bullets stuck inside him. Von Karma might start sweating actual bullets. Ooh. Aha! His cock ring. Something's inside his right shoulder. Or that. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you.
I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent.
Eh?
Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
That is all he needs to say.
Oh yeah. Was out hunting as a young man. Back at university. Caught it in the shoulder. Never got it pulled out. What are you gonna do?
We had to give it a shot. Hey! Am I right, Judge? We had to give it a shot. I agree, Mr. Wright. That was very funny. I find you guilty of murder. What? Even if he was shot on a different occasion, it wouldn't explain why he's walking around with a bullet stuck in him. Didn't get it pulled out. That's his business at that point.
Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It's Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I.
Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. Excuse me.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close, one day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? It does seem like you could have just let this one go. I can link the bullet in your shoulder to DL6 incident. And here's my final proof! This bullet!
That's a bullet? Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident! It was taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth, the victim. The bullet is preserved quite well, quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. Show the script! What is it with you and the script? I don't even know what that's a reference to. Unless you're referring to that one scene in Danganronpa. Okrima does have a point, though. According to the burden of proof, yeah, I'm the one who's claiming it has something to do with it. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with the weapon's unique pattern.
Script the Lady One in the Samurai case. We never even had that as evidence. That was just something we for God's sake.
By examining the marking, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
We have 2 bullets in our possession. What an odd thing to fixate on. 1 bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, the bullet, is buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets, then if the markings are matched. Yeah, but it'll probably take more than a day. It's already like 2 in the afternoon. And it's a Friday, so everyone's gone home. We would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings on the bullet. Okay, so I'm no chemist or firearms expert. The bullet was fired from a .22, which is a very small caliber gun. I know that much. The bullet inside of him has been there for 15 years. Through a series of events I won't bother getting into, I took a pencil to the gut one time, and lead broke off of inside of my stomach. The lead decomposed in my system over the course of about, I think 6 years, because my body was just like, this is a foreign object, it's not doing him any harm, but it shouldn't be here, let's break it down. I'm going to assume the principle is somewhat similar to a 15-year-old .22 caliber round. Probably not great markings still on it. Just saying, it's been in a man's shoulder for 15 years. From emergency surgery on Von Karma now. And solve this case once and for all, well, Mr. Von Karma. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. May not be a firearms expert, but you've learnt maths. Well, sure. Help, I can't breathe! Quiet, I said quiet, you're not making this easier. Stop breathing my air, I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Daddy, no! Get away! Get away from my father! Bang. At shooting grounds. Ah, fair enough. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma! It was you who screamed! He's pointing the other way now.
Mr. Von Karma? Whoa, Edgeworth! Edgeworth, only you would dare to find me!
So it was you. What the hell is going on with my stream? I swear to God. Swan to John over here.
You and your father are my curse!
Just gonna let this play out for a hot second. Feels good, man. Feels good. I'm not gonna lie. You'll love to see that. Truly do you love to see that. Alright. He's clearly going for the insanity plea. Sure. Moving on.
Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. Ooh. Bury you with my bare hands. Death. Death.
15 years earlier. He's innocent because he's insane. Chief Prosecutor Von Karma.
Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry.
Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I would never have thought Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
So, you knew he was doing it. You just... okay.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not... this time.
Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out.
even if it isn't decomposed, I think it's safe to assume the wound would have been infected and such, with the infection surely affect the bullet and make it hard to analyze. Infection's debatable. If he got, you know, like, dumped rubbing alcohol and shit on it and, you know, left on a vacation for it to just sort of naturally close, I mean, I could see treating it to avoid infection, you know, antibiotics and shit. But no, you definitely, it would be really hard to analyze this bullet.
I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pushed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise.
That's a bit unfair. Like, just bad luck there.
I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol was laying at my feet. I knew then it was destiny.
Bang.
In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge!
What?
What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now! End it.
Very well. Well, at least he goes out, you know, somewhat on his own terms. It appears we've come to the very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. Always was, but, you know, as you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. Pristine bullet. Court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Fucking Larry comes in being like, wait a minute, I saw Edgeworth snipe JFK from the tower. Oh, we'd best hear about this. Court is back in session. It's like, what? As all courts adjourned. I really gotta blow my nose. For whatever reason, doing voices really, I don't know, it fucks with the oxygen passages. My nose gets really stuffy really quickly. Muted, so you didn't have to hear that. Anyway. There probably is nose-blowing ASMR now that I think about it. Ugh. I hate ASMR to begin with, but that one would be particularly gross.
Nick! Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory.
I don't know if it's a good memory.
So it's finally over, Edgeworth.
Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this.
I know. Try thank you.
I see. Thank you, Wright.
You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that.
Shut up, you. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing.
You've got a lot to learn, Edgeworth.
She's got you there. Whoop!
Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me.
Hey!
Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe.
That's how you say thank you.
I see. Whoop! I feel foolish.
Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
You're welcome.
Best friend. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Oh, you. What are you doing here?
Hey, y'all. Lotta.
Y'all were great in there.
Thank you.
Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much.
I knew you were innocent from the start, of course.
Not to rain on the game's parade, but the game is suggesting that both the Yogi and Edgeworth's father passed out right after the pistol was fired the first time. Seems that way. As Edward Sr. and Yogi were fighting, Edgy Jr. threw the pistol and fired it, hit Von Karma in a span of a few moments between Von Karma getting shot in the elevator, killing him, Sr. The two just randomly passed out. Yep, seems that way. Let's not analyze it too much and just celebrate that the game is over. Or would be, if it were 2003 when this game came out originally.
Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in a cookie jar even if there was no one there.
You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you?
Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing?
Speaking of which, what are you doing now, what?
Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. Gave up trying to be investigative photographer pretty quick.
Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh? It's over. Oh, what are you doing now? It's over, Nick. My life is over.
Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
It's Keonce. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind.
Wow. That's rough, buddy. Should've seen that coming.
Yo, Edgy, there you are.
Yes, here I am.
Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration? That's unusual for you. Well, what else would he be doing? He got ditched again. Of course. Bring Larry to dinner with us.
Howie Butts, you come along too tonight, my tweet pal.
Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it.
Yo, Nick. That's a suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right?
Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right.
Yeah?
What's up? That envelope Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. That's enough for, you know, a dinner, I guess. $38. Oh, God. $38 exactly? Nick? Wasn't that the exact amount that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38. No. No! Larry, you son of a bitch! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Ah! Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. Right! Think back to the day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came to school anyway. Who does that? Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I was never good at history. Edgeworth. You didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. God damn it, Larry. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, right. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh? You son of a bitch! Just beat the crap out of him right there. Edgeworth, look away! I'm gonna commit a murder. Edgeworth. You should have told me! Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Grrr. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you always have been something of an insufferable emotionalist.
Yeah, and you get worked up too easily, too.
Death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if I'd only known I'd have become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right? I don't think Phoenix would look good in red. Edgeworth could rock a blue suit. I don't think Phoenix would do the red suit very well. Hey, y'all line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. And after that, dinner on me. Throwing Larry in the brig for a couple days won't do anyone any harm, would it? Nah, certainly not. Well, Karma's in blue. I suppose he is. That gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Wait, what? Wait, what? Why? What? What do you mean? Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. No, you didn't change your outfit. My head hurts. Huh? It's still 5 o'clock. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Eh? What's this? A letter? Oh yeah, she goes away for a while. Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help out, but I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Ah! The first trains for the mountains have already left to the station. Okay. I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving. Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me. I won't! You're the guy. You answer the phones! I wouldn't have any cases if it wasn't for you. Be good, okay? Edgeworth was still thrown to the brig. It was still in detention. Like, wait, what? These gluttons ditched him and went to stuff their faces, even though Edgeworth freedom was what they were celebrating. Yeah, like, what? Huh? Was he just still being out-processed or whatever? What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Ah! On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we had lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless. Tell her about the bullet, you idiot! But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped out. Evidence? Show Maya the evidence. The bullet. Take that! Right in her face. A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he'd taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one. Thank you for the random 17 bits there, Arg. Curious amount, but sure, thanks. You were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Ah! I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. It's true. It's 100% true. I don't know about that. That's true. Is that the train noise in Japan? That's a terrible train noise. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. Aww, that's adorable. Thanks, Nick. How cute. I lose 7 bits left, and I thought I might as well donate it too. Fair enough. And so my story... Really? They kept this in, even though Rise... Okay. Time to turn a new page, and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney I once was. Now a new story begins, with the same old crazy cast of characters! Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright? Perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Ha! Shu Takumi. Good on you. And your fucking nonsense script. Hey, pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. He's trying. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Show the script! So even though credits are playing, this is not the end of the game. Can't emphasize that enough. There's one more case to get through in this game. Nick, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Why do all these women flee to Hawaii? Shame about the graphics. You know, I like the pixelated stuff better, just saying. Oh yeah, this guy.
Who? Wright? Yeah, I remember him. I heard he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful.
Very much the old bag voice, but slightly nasalier, more nebbishy. God, I have to remember the voices for everyone now? Shit. Oh, this guy, I don't know if I... Phoenix Wright. The defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know. I've taken over management. Why are you carrying that shit then? Should be in the area. Please stop by. What? Why? Okay. Good for him, I guess.
It's you. Phoenix Wright? Ah, yes, me as understudy was not. I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see.
Is that a thing in Japan? Is that like an old adage that I'm missing? Because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about whenever he says that. Still post-credits thing, yeah?
Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix.
Oh, forget it. I'm not reading that crap. What about Walking Phoenix or River Phoenix? It's not a first name, but still. Rest in peace, River Phoenix. Tom, everything pain, you probably can't even tell your own dick from your face. You ain't teaching anything to anybody.
I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I'm sure Mr. Wright. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public until the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know.
Yeah, so you're in the Pink Princess outfit, huh? Alright, that's... Sure. Yo, the Pink Princess is jacked. Oh yeah, you. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounded like she caught a cold or something under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time to send her some, so I sent her Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of a place is she living at anyway? Yo, shout out to the Pink Princess trading cards. Great archetype in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game with my sick Egyptian god card sleeves.
Right, who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, all right. But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. And I saw her, the one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It's kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age.
Ah, well, what are you gonna do? That Will Powers is a handsome man.
Yeah, I remember that lawyer guy. I'm trying to become a paranormal photographer.
Like you went to school.
You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them there's Ghost.
What?
For real? Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous.
Sure there is. Whatever you say, it's just the judge, like, spilling sugar all over himself. Shinji Mikami, what? Oh shit, there is a ghost. I also like how she's holding it like it says victory. That's how it would be written up to down in Japanese. Shout out to Gumshoe for doing the confetti. They had to write it that way, and she's holding it sideways for the US. Anyway, drawing a random card. Terraforming, good card. Limited to 1. Clear episode 4 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And thus, a brand new episode has been added. We're not done yet. Who's handsome man? Will Powers? 7 feet tall, hairy, ginger gorilla of a man? Yes, him. Ghosts! Well, brand new episode, Rise from the Ashes. Yes, I will save. The only case I believe to not be named Turnabout Something. This was the case added for the Nintendo DS, so it's going to be a lot more involved than the other ones, showing off what looked like they'd be cool new features on a DS touchscreen, and the processing power, like so, of the Nintendo DS. Case in point, this very animated graphic here. I mean, look at this shit. That's cool! That's a cool opening! I'm hooked! Tell me more, game! 2 murders? Yeah, right? And it looks like she's one of them. Well, murderer, I suppose. I need to pull up the guide here, because there's an achievement for trying every lunchbox one of the characters in this has to offer. And, it's a little bit tricky, because she has a lot of them, and there's some weird stuff you need to do. So, Ace Attorney Episode 5. Okay. Ahem. I'm gonna mark these off as I go. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. Phoenix very much has a weakness, and it's young girls with hot older sisters. He's extremely predictable. Also, Edgeworth is his weakness, but you know. Why do I come to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. That's my life. Tag yourself. Oh, her voice. Crap. I need a voice for her, don't I? There you are, finally. What up, Emma? You just lazed about for 2 months? Yeah, I wish. Careful is a very tedious and trickily missable achievement. I'm aware. I have the guide open. Thank you very much. Her voice. Good old science girl.
Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow.
Who are you?
It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey.
I'm just gonna let her figure it out.
Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you?
I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. Ahem.
So you're the coffee boy?
I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney.
Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright. The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case.
Yeah, but it wasn't Edgeworth who murdered, though, so shut the fuck up.
That's a relief then. You're better than nobody.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now.
But you're Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney.
Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere.
Please! I'm out of time!
Edgeworth Sr. was murdered 15 years ago. I guess, yeah, that checks out. But...
Please, you have to help. It's my sister.
Wait, sister! Oh my god! Maya, could it be? She has her hair in a bun, too. I'll hear you out. God damn it, Phoenix. So predictable.
Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator.
Scientific investigator? So... yeah, we haven't even met them yet. What the fuck? What are they? Okay, and 16. She is 16, Phoenix. Keep that in mind. You and your weird type. Tell me about the case. Tell me about yourself, I guess, first. Emma, wasn't you a scientific investigator?
Yes, that's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy. Or maybe just young?
Young?
Oh, Jesus, she's not even 16.
I'll be 16 years old this year.
Oh, I see. Wait, only 16?
I'm set to be formally assigned forensics in 3 months. My work is becoming quite well known at my age, no less.
So what exactly is your current position, then? Lady, you having a stroke? Mia Fey's clearly a female, and 2, what backwards dumb fuck's name of place you've been living at that you didn't hear about Mia being killed a few months ago? She is like a high school student. I didn't pay attention to the big murder cases when I was in high school either, you know? Like, okay, the OJ trial kind of rings a bell, but, you know, a bit of an exception rather than the rule.
Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader.
Sure. Just, you know, that would be a junior in high school. Just say that. I'm aware that's not 3rd year of high school for those of you that don't know how American high school systems works.
But I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less.
Great, another future professional in training. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow?
My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't.
So, it's a murder case. It's always murder.
I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact.
That's gonna be annoying having to grab my nose every time to do her voice. She wants to be a scientific investigator and doesn't keep track of murder trials. Correct. She's not very good at it. And there's a witness.
Just talk to her. You have to talk to her.
Right, I suppose I will.
I promise I'd bring Mia Fey, but...
That's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then?
Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know.
Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one.
I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you?
Yeah, sure can't fault it for lack of enthusiasm.
If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared.
Your sister.
I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done.
I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister.
My sister asked for Mia specifically.
Now, there's no reason her sister shouldn't know about it.
This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school.
So they were in the same school, huh?
She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one.
Incidentally, Mia is a woman.
Now you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's.
Shout out to her for not judging immediately, though. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Eh?
Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her.
Huh? What?
But she's my only family.
Your only family? What about your parents?
They died in a car accident when I was little.
Oh. Ugh, sorry.
Well, let's just be on our way then.
Whoo, baby. But yeah, if her sister knew Mia personally, why didn't she know Mia was brutally offed a few months ago? Yeah, that's a bit of an oversight. Emma I can forgive. Her sister's a little weird that she didn't know that. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She's gone quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived.
Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this year? Understood, ma'am.
What was that all about? Ah, the hot sister.
Hi, Lana.
Her voice. Ugh. Serious, no nonsense. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing.
Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney.
I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey! How do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. Sorry, what exactly is it you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. Ha! Rearrange the letters of her name and it becomes anal! Oh, got her! Ahem. I don't know all the dead people I used to know. She's also chief prosecutor for the district. She should have known there, 7-9. You're a prosecutor? And you wear a cape? What? 2 sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Phoenix, you and your weird dick. Emma, Lana. I mean, they're just like... Yeah, we noticed, thank you. Hair bun and everything.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Oh yeah, let's check on our favorite guard. That isn't named Gumshoe. Guard monitors visiting room. He's frozen in frigid fear of Miss Lana. I'm feeling a bit chilly myself. Anyway, I'm a lawyer. Your badge looks new. I polish it daily. In a few years, the gold plating will flake off. Then we'll see the real you. Whatever happened to innocent small talk? Give it 3 years. Then we'll see what you've become. Alright, cool. So, about the case. I mean, yeah, Emma's a dorky 16-year-old with some ambition, so I can understand her not knowing Mia died. But her sister Mia personally knew, is the chief prosecutor. Absolutely should have known. Lana Ice type confirmed. It's true. There's something you should know from the start, which is, the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Is it you?
Wait, but the suspect is...
Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright. Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st, at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? Crime took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car's trunk. Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. Fire-ice type confirmed. It's a contradiction with her being a hottie pal. Is there a fire-ice type? I don't think there is. Maybe one. I know there's a fire-water type. It's Volcanion, or whatever its name is. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. Yeah, okay. Wait, no! Gumshoe! No!
A detective?
It better not be Gumshoe, you son of a bitch! Death was due to loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh.
What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean?
Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. Galarian Darmanitan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Is that fire ice or is that just straight ice? Because I know Darmanitan's a straight fire type. Isn't Galarian just ice? In Zen mode. Oh, I see. That's... So there isn't one that's just, like, always fire ice. Got it. It's a weird special mode thing. So, you're the chief prosecutor. That's correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by the prosecutors of this district. I make sure prosecutors have what they need to do their job and manage every aspect. I gotta blow my nose again. I blame Emma Sky. Right, anyway. Ahem. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. Ghost normal Pokemon confirmed for Gen 4 spin-off. Ghost normal. I don't think there is one. It's a bit of a contradiction. Those are my... in a nutshell. I think fighting has the most type crossover with another type. I know it's missing electric, ground, and... fairy, I want to say. I don't think there's a fairy fighting. It has literally every other type. No, I'm sorry. Flying is the most common. Flying is the most common cross-typing. I believe there's a flying something else of everything possible. Fighting is definitely up there. Possibly the second most common. There's a fire-water type in Pokemon. Yeah, but there isn't a fire-ice type. It's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I wouldn't think you'd recognize the chief. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Yo, she has a point.
Huh?
In fact, it seems impossible. You wouldn't.
Lana? What happened to your hand?
Oh, this? I cut myself by accident, when I stabbed him, that is. Just really laying it on thick, aren't we there, Lana?
Huh? Huh?
I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait. She was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that, did she?
Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office.
Although it seems he's very little in common with Mia.
Hey!
I was in law school. I was in my 3rd year, and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Ooh! Lesbians! In brief research, no fire ice type, and water types have a lot of crossover as well. Yeah, that would make sense. There's a lot of water types. Excuse me.
Intellectually attracted. Also physically, but that's not important right now. Lana was top of her class in school.
I was the best there was. Oh,
I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way.
sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I can admit my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None.
But Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say that you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana.
Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here has ended. The rest, I leave to you. So am I hired or what? You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, it's just a lot of water types. In fact, water types are the most common. I believe that's true. I think it was poison was the most common in the very first wave of Pokemon, and then it's been like water ever since. Lana has confessed to a crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. There's no way a hot sister would do it. It's the look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Huh? About what?
My sister. She's not always like that, you know.
I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor. Again. Could have just left off one of the... Okay. I still think most poison types are Gen 1 Pokemon. Yeah, well... Oh, you mean... they haven't even doubled the number of poison types since Gen 1? That can't be true, can it? Surely there's more poison type. There has to be twice as many poison types as there were when Gen 1 got launched. I admit a lot of bugs turned into poison. Ah! A lot of bugs turned into poison types, I'll admit that, but still. I guess all the ghosts were too. All three of them.
She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her.
I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her?
I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not.
Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, shall we?
Okay.
Hey, yo, check out my badge. See this? It's my attorney's badge.
Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before.
Your first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me.
Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a bit.
She analyzed it scientifically.
There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'll give you $50 for it.
Sorry, it's not for sale yet. Alright. Underground parking lot. Let's do this. A step ladder! So this is the lot where it all happened. This is a weird lot.
Looks like they're still investigating.
Funny at my first visit, the prosecutor's office should be like this.
Hey, everybody! Keep up the good work.
Hey, what are you thinking?
Well, they're gonna make my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello.
Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there! You expecting to go unnoticed round here, partner?
Partner?
Jesus, this guy.
What do we have here? Looks like a Bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to...
Yeehaw!
Bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner.
Mr. Marshall!
Jesus! Yo, you ever heard of just a razor? Like, dude, what are you doing? Marshall, looks more like a sheriff to me. No, like, seriously, I think Gen 1 poison types outnumber total of all other gens. It's probably close if you consider new forms and gens, though. Oh, yeah, maybe. It's like 154 water-type Pokemon, and if you add ice types and subtypes, you have 211. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's, of the less than 1,000 Pokemon, and significantly, there's like 8 or 9 types of Pokemon, Water Pokemon take up a fifth of all Pokemon. More than a fifth of all Pokemon. Including, you know, crossover typings.
Look here, Bambini. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see?
I don't. What the fuck are you talking about?
Strike.
This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to?
What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, thank you, Phoenix. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Are you drinking on the job?
You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina.
Huh. Well, that happened. Was that Ombre, a friend of yours?
Kinda, sorta. Yeah, he's a detective.
Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Yeah, clearly. Alright, well, let's take a look at the ladder, get that out of the way.
Aha! A ladder!
That's a step ladder.
What's the difference? In scientific terms, please.
Scientific, huh?
Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright.
This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Got it! I mean, add ice types, not dual ice-water types. Rather, a sense of ice being a type of water, substyle. I mean, they're clearly distinct. They have different strengths and weaknesses. Water is strong against fire, whereas fire is strong against ice. Examine the ladder. Yep. Okay. At some point, apparently, I'm just going to receive 2 lunch boxes, and then I have to talk to the NPC that dishes them out. Jesus. What the fuck? The fucking outline spilling out of the car. That's ridiculous. Who the hell did that? Ah, you silly bastards.
No time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is.
Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. It's me again. Sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet.
Yeah, scary. Just tell us one thing. Who owns that car?
Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with a body in her saddle, eh?
Is the car actually a Mustang, or are you just doing like a weird horse thing?
Please.
No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you cerveza if you like.
I'm not drinking on the job. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? This guy's weird.
Note to self, look at Vittles, Saloon, and Cerveza.
You don't know what Vittles and Saloon are? Cerveza's Spanish, but come on now. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. Ice and water have clear differences in real life as well, but still, ice is a type of water. But there's like 54 water types, including dual type wielders. Ah, still. That's still a huge amount for less than 1,000.
In any case, stay away from the car. You can only look around here. You look around here all you like. Just keep your paws off our claim.
Right, great.
Great. Maybe there's some other clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out.
Alright, well. What are you? You seem important. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer.
Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright?
What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police.
I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket.
How is that scientific? Sounds like theft. Foldable wallet. There seems to be something inside.
I'm called to duty already at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick of examining evidence in detail, okay?
Ah, yes. They introduced this mechanic. By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this.
Okay. Now, look at the court record.
Tutorial.
You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Let's start examining from every angle.
Zoom in, zoom out.
Might be a clue here. We should check it out with the press of the A button.
Oh my god, we've opened it. Hey, it's not Gumshoe. Cool. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman.
Sweet. Well, is the scientific investigation useful?
We opened a fucking wallet. I don't think that's scientific. Feel like I cannot find consistent count of poison-type Pokemon, and I don't want to actually count myself. Bulbapedia's numbers are like 71, total of 33 from Gen 1, so less than half, but close. Yeah. You consider ice types and subtypes of water, and the number goes to 211, 57 ice types. Yeah, that's, water is definitely the most prominent, but there were a lot in Gen 1. I guess. I don't see what science has to do with it. We opened a fucking wallet. Go to this ID card, add to the court record.
Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find.
I guess I gotta be on my toes from now on. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Boobies! Hi. Hi. Boobs. Hi. Hi. Coffee with... I take it black, actually. What's this? She couldn't be.
You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene.
Hey, we got one. Hello. Half and half, wasn't it? Yep, half and half lunchbox received.
Oh, thanks.
And you, sir? Yes. Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. I didn't pay for this. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Who are you, officers?
No, but you don't exactly look like you have, like, the type to have clearance.
Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days of the... Hey guys, just us now. Cut the music. What? Why is this ex-prostitute selling lunches at a crime scene? Is Cough Up Queen really the title you want to, like... Really? That's what you went with, huh? The Cough Up Queen. Okay. Alright. Kaffa? Huh? What?
You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch.
I like that it's an illustration of her on the lunchbox. Do I have... Oh, I don't have that. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets.
Secrets?
Dear me. You are a slow one, aren't you? Well, that's a bit rude. I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? Yes, Phoenix, I remember. A witness clearly saw me commit the crime.
You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about?
Please, Cough Up Queen, tell us what happened. Also, can we have a name that's less stupid? The name is Angel Star. No, we can't. Cool. Don't you go forgetting it. Name's Angel. Got it memorized. Well, before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Mommy. Yes, ma'am. And Phoenix's boner grew 3 sizes that day. Yipes, she means it. Alright, to get these lunches, we talk to her. Right, okay. There's 2 more lunch boxes to get this time around. One of them I get just by talking to her. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Are you not supposed to eat fish on Friday? Have you ever... That's... I got... Nah, never mind. About 900 Pokemon total, if memory serves, given water type derivative, ice in this case, 211 of them, types clear majority. Yep. Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. So... What, you were like... called in the exterminator to get some rats? What?
Evil ones?
Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of the innocents. And yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of them all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. That's a weird title, but okay.
So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutor convention here yesterday.
The celebration lunch. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul.
Do you have personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil?
Young miss, mock me at your own risk. I will. You're a lunch lady, and I'm gonna make fun of you. Because you're weird. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. I think I can imagine. With that outfit, and that name, and how proud you are of it, I imagine I can figure it out.
Ew.
Fair enough. The most heinous of all, the evil ones. The one who they awarded yesterday. It was in his car they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Alright, so now lunches are evil, huh? Cool.
Really?
Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. I got a cowboy that you can be angry at. What exactly was it you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see.
You mean you saw the very moment of the crime?
I'm gonna stop doing the nose thing. It's killing my nose. The sound of his silvery ties... What? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still ring in my ears, and the rhythmic beating of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. Yeah, I like that it's a really cute version of her on the cover. That is something adorable about that. Or she styled herself after the cover on the lunch? I'm not sure. How many lunch boxes of sin did she pack just to make that journey, I wonder?
She always travels light.
Now this would be pretty... Now why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Phoenix? Fucking...
Can we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr?
I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest from the best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. So they're bento, got it.
Why not make the box lunches here rather than import them?
Did you say something?
No.
Well, only true connoisseurs can understand. Hey! The kind that can tell when... The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set.
Never mind, you win.
I don't even want to appreciate part of the Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. That's three lunch boxes so far, baby. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office.
Your boyfriend?
See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, drop in to see him. And that's when you cough it up, I imagine? Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance.
So scientifically analyze the data available so far. You, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here.
Useful analysis. Not. Oh, fucking got her. Got her! Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha! Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. Yeah, you'd know all about 10-day-old clams, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'm guessing this is a bento lunchbox set that she's selling. I imagine. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past.
That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up queen.
I thought she was just a lunch vendor. Now I'm not so sure. Anyway, take a look at my badge. A defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? I hate pickles.
Wow, it's really crunchy.
Yeah, you eat it. A box of pickles. Kind of sad lunch, if you ask me. It's a sad everything. No one should ever be subjected to that. I believe that is it. And I got the half and half, the goodness, the General Tso's. And the Pickle Supreme. Next, I'm gonna go through this scientifically, as Emma would say. Lunch. I've got the half and half, the crunchy goodness, Neural Sow. Wow, next one isn't until day 2, for the trial, I guess. Yeah. We're at the trial next time we get lunchboxes, so I think we're good for now. Alright, going to the High Prosecutor's office. Huzzah! Yeah, alright. I wonder whose office this could be. It's such a mystery.
This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really.
Thanks.
Look, there's a trophy or something here.
A trophy? What's that shield?
Takes real nerve to display stuff like this.
Well, it's on the sofa, so...
Whoever's office is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk.
I'm just gonna assume here. Phoenix Wright, you never tire of prying into other people's business, do you?
That voice.
Long time no see, Edgeworth.
Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth!
You know him from somewhere?
Of course! I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once, and,
Right. Her sister's chief prosecutor, after all. E544, I smell a big fan of the Steel Samurai coming in. It would appear that way, yes. Definitely gonna look around this office. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk.
no, no. It's just Mr. Wright here. He,
Hey, don't blame me.
We were just here investigating a murder case.
Murder?
A body was found in this nasty bright red sports...
Oh, Emma. Emma, please. That would be my car. What of it? New face for Edgeworth there. He's clearly hiding his mirth, I see. That would be my car. What of it?
What? Your car?
I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. Ah, you really fucking blew that one, Emma. I've been wondering, what the heck is this?
It has a big K on it.
Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy.
King of Prosecutors?
It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So the K, that stands for king? I wonder what it was in Japanese that forced them to use king for this award. Since I don't think they just redrew it, that K there. Yep, she's digging her own grave, killing herself, and burying herself too with Edgeworth. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very impressive that she can do all that. Yeah, you got a problem with it? I didn't design the thing.
King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better.
Give it to Edgeworth, Prosecutor PD, Day of the Murderer. I can examine it again?
The King of Prosecutors shield, huh?
Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud of the King of Prosecutors.
Congratulations, King of Prosecutors.
Please stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of this shield broken off? Not a fan, clearly. What's with the suit, edgy boy?
Wow, this jacket is even lacier than your usual ones. This must be your lucky trial jacket.
Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it.
I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture.
He's getting way too excited about this. The flowers that have like a fucking doily in. Yep, it is.
My, what an amazing bouquet, just right for Mr. Edgeworth.
No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name before.
And besides it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one.
Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy.
Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiance?
I don't think so. Certainly do not believe so. Nice tea set.
Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set.
I go for more instant tea bags myself.
Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves.
They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Oh, fuck. You mean Kaida's wet dream?
Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction.
There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Spoilers, my fiance loves tea.
Hey, a chessboard.
Watch out, Phoenix, you have a competitor for King of Edgeworth's simp in shape of this girl. It's true. You've never met Kay Faraday, though, I take it. Or, you know, Gumshoe's also in the running. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like Blue's in a bit of a tight spot.
The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn.
Huh?
Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out the poor pawn. His head's kind of spiky. Reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, right?
Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair.
It's nothing.
Edgeworth is a chess player. I think in the second Edgeworth game, there's actually rather a... The gimmick of the gameplay is sort of a chess-based logic system.
Whoa! These are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder.
Odd. Oh shit, a ladder! I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights.
You must have someone get them for him.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
You must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool.
I wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Alright, the ladder's not important enough. The desk. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect.
What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection.
Gumshoe's more of a god when it comes to Edgeworth Sims, not a king. What makes you say that? What evidence in the last couple seconds has it shown that corroborates that particular point of view? Why did I just picture Gumshoe?
Maybe I'll take the name plaque as a souvenir.
Don't, he'll sue you. Makes sense, yeah. Alright, that appears to be, oh no, the couch.
Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket and rolls up his sleeves, goes to sleep using the arms as a pillow. You have a weird kink. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair. The little creases from his cheek and the seams. He's so cool.
Sofa hair is cool? Alright, well, we need to go home. Emma needs to change her big girl panties. How's it going, Edgy? So a body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all the trouble to help me last year, no less. Oh yeah, I guess it was not a calendar year, but it was, sorry, it wasn't a 365, but it was a calendar year that's passed. Gee, let me think for a second.
No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my...
Just gonna let that one hang there for a second.
Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean...
Wait. You're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then?
Yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again.
That didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit it was a surprise to me, too. Think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow.
You? Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you?
Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it.
Also, there was that whole murder trial. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. I think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Yeah, I gotta ask about that. Its official logic is kaput. In this game, I mean. Well, I mean, what part of it? Makes sense, you know, that she obviously can't prosecute herself and they need someone to prosecute her. They really should get a district attorney from another district, otherwise, you know, one could easily make the argument the prosecution didn't do his best because he sympathizes with his superior here. Chief Prosecutor Sky, yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case.
That's right, I remember.
2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. Yeah, clearly you have some sympathy for her, or it could be argued you have sympathy for her. Made a reference to Emma's comments earlier. Ah, fair enough.
Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you.
Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Okay, good counter-argument to that. Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon?
To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Ah, I see. So, seems like she was setting up to frame Edgeworth, and, got caught. That doesn't look good. Edgeworth? What? Make sure you didn't do it. Come on, can't you take a joke?
You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright.
Yo, so, what's this about the shield? Oh, right. Let's examine this thing. What does it say here?
Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here.
Huh. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. That's weird.
Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times.
Von Karma. Guessing he must be a foreigner. I don't think he'll be getting it again anytime soon. Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Von Karma sometime.
Uh-huh. When she says it, his name does kind of have a ring to it. I guess. Yeah, was framing Edgeworth and got caught ass-handed. I mean red-handed. So yeah, it's a broken shield. What is that all about? Giant big old fist. Can't examine anything else. Not the gold on it, not the letter, not the shield, not the fist. Alright. Check the knife out. We got blood, baby.
This must be the victim's blood, right?
Either that or Edward cut himself peeling an apple in the trunk of his car. What's Edward doing with a knife like this anyway?
Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild.
It's in a toolbox. What if he just needs to, like, cut a rope or something? You never know. Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely.
Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman.
There's a scary thought. Cut to him, like, in flannel, standing on a raft, going down rapids. Where Sports of Shield's backstory is explained later. Yeah, but I thought I would be able to examine it, is all I'm saying. No prints. Alright, that's that for the knife. Yo, basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty.
Huh? Why's that?
I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah.
I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken?
What does that matter? I've got more important things to worry about.
Oh, right.
Doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day at the prosecutor's office.
Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday.
Yeah, alright. Day of the crime! Show me more about yesterday. The day of the murder. Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. They do it once a year? What?
Cleaning day?
Oh, throwing out, like, case files or something? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal.
Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words.
Well, yeah, if they're closed, you don't really need them. Oh, and another thing, a ceremony was held at the police department. There was an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. It was the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. Memory serves, beyond the names on the bottom, you don't get much info about the trophy for the time being. As I said, it's explained in detail later. Okay, good to know. That's very precise.
People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves in our precision, Mr. Wright.
Now I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Ah, he has a parking ticket. Yep, checks out. 512. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh god, this guy. Mike. Excuse me, is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got a report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir. No, sir! No name of that kind! Not in this report, sir! I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow.
Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it?
I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir! But sir! I'm just following orders, sir! They told me to bring this to you! Clyde Shinsworth over here. I wasn't aware of the particulars of the arrangement. Give me your name. Yes, sir! Meekins, sir! Officer Meekins! Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But, sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent today when they gave out brains and good luck. Whew! Phoenix is saying that. Right. Yes, sir? Ah, he caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now.
Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright.
The victim was a detective from the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police station. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems to have finally calmed down, at least. Alright, well, let's go. Underground parking lot. Head to the police department. Something campaign off to the side there. Fucking thing.
Ha! Whew, we're finally here. Why did they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office?
Beats me. That took 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Huh? What's that? Fucking music.
Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that?
Oh, wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot.
Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police.
Yeah, it came up earlier.
Still, he does feel familiar somehow.
Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him?
Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger.
What, the Blue Badger dance where he's just going... That dance? Really? It's not a fun dance. Sure is running over here fast. God damn it! Of course it's you. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you dancing over there? What? Well... At least he doesn't seem to be busy. That's our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. Sure. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case.
Why not?
Huh? Well, it's just the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him.
But what if she's not telling the truth?
Yes, well, no! Come on, pal, there's plenty of evidence against her.
But what if the evidence was faked?
Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this widow girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister.
Whoa! The chief prosecutor's widow sister. Please just investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked.
Huh?
It's a sensitive issue with us these days.
So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing, really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Oh, no, what happened? What'd you do? What do you mean this time?
What happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all.
It's true. We never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being went to criminal affairs right now. Ah, I see. Lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. Not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. Ah, I see. Being dark as usual is what he's doing. Actually, that's a fair reason to not be doing his job right now.
None of you?
I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat.
Isn't there anything else you could be doing?
The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that guy. A patrolman in charge. A patrolman? It's unheard of, pal! What? Yeah. What the hell? What's he doing in charge? What do you think about the King of Prosecutors trophy with Edgeworth and all? Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. We're at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, good on you. Congratulations. Hopefully that came with a bonus. You kinda need it.
I was wondering why the award is a shield, and why it's broken.
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning the award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Alright, well, can I go inside? No. Okay, what about this knife? I should show him, the ID of, Goodman. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that, you have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. The Detective Gumshoe must draw this card a lot. Yep. Checks out. Let's see, Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Gumshoe. Listen, I'm one of your biggest defenders, but come on, man. Oh my... He's the victim, Gumshoe.
Ah, my mistake. Didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs?
Whoa! Now I remember! Bruce Goodman! He's the victim! You fucking suck, Gumshoe. Like I have him in Jujiro recently. It seems like a good time, if you say so. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Bruce Goodman. So this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself, Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was evidence transfer for a case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transfer? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Gumshoe was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, Goodman, sorry. Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is Chief Prosecutor Sky called him there out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing. And Lana's confessing as much. What else? Got the knife. That important enough? Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? I'm sure, of course, someone else where we did it. Someone who must have had a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened?
We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Can I talk to him? Or... Yeah, there we go. Edgeworth's Troubles. Flemmy. Just doing all these voices.
He's in a tough spot again.
Again? Yeah. Remember that, Phoenix? It was only like 2 months ago. Gumshoe got ditched from high-profile case, now he's trying to get God of Dorks award. Wait, that's wrong. Gumshoe's been trying to get that award for years now. Maybe not consciously. But now that he's getting the Badger dance down, I guess, yeah, he's actively going for it.
All started with the murder of defense attorney Hammond.
Yeah, I remember, thank you.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth always had unusually strong ties to department higher-ups. It's only natural people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, the latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took the case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting a bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us.
Oh dear. I don't have anything else to present you with the possible exception of my badge. Shit. My badge! Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show me that every time we meet, pal. He's not wrong. He's got my number on that one.
Real men show their police badge. Enough said.
I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice.
Wait. Speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's card, didn't I? I showed it to him already. Anything else to look at? Detectives in there look pretty busy.
Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama's in action.
Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Look at that patrolman saluting that other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried.
Guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes.
They make a good pair. Soup get wet?
Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white?
No idea. Why?
Well, I think they were designed after a panda.
Boy, I thought I was going to learn something here today. A panda.
Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory.
Do you mind asking me how? Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory?
When I was in school on a trip, I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been to the zoo, see?
What about zebras? Or do they not have those at your school? What's campaign this month?
Banner here announcing crime-fighting campaign.
Nice slogan.
Wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets.
I don't think it's that kind of campaign.
What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar.
I think most families can figure that out without the extra help.
I always get excited when I come to a police station.
Why is that?
It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and the criminals.
Well, I don't know if it's all that exciting.
Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust.
Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. Pretty sure they're talking about soup, actually. Usual wanted posters hanging up on the bulletin board. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911.
You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny.
Edgeworth isn't going for chief prosecutors. Even if he is, why is that bad? Based on all the evidence they have, Lana seems rather suspicious, and Edgeworth wanting to be a chief prosecutor has nothing to do with it. I think the idea is he's not doing this out of... It's hard to, like, prove this, obviously, but I think what they're trying to say is people are spreading rumors that he's gunning for the chief prosecutor's seat by prosecuting the chief prosecutor. He's seeing what should be a department strategy as a stepping stone to further his career, rather than, like, I don't know, just due diligence, I guess. Maybe? That's really the only thing I can justify with it. It's flimsy at best, though.
I've never seen anyone who look like the people in these posters. They hardly ever look human.
There's a point. Why is there handprints on this thing?
I was wondering about that.
What? The dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. Oh, that's why they say it. Fuck this thing. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? A chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances, dances, and dances until the battery dies. Great oversight.
Poor Blue Badger fated to dance until he drops.
Work of art designed by Gumshoe. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you.
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What's his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? Nah, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West L.A. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. West L.A. Yep, sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. For a letter from Gumshoe. Alright, good stuff. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there. No one will look at you twice, pal. That's actually true. Whenever I'm not sneaking around places, I always put on a stare that looks like I know what I'm doing and I'm in a hurry. People, unless it's your job to stop me, people won't really stop me or give me a second glance, as far as I know. Find Larry. I think Edgeworth is doing this because he wants a promotion and not because he seeks truth and justice. That's what I think they're trying to say. Again, I don't think it's overtly stated, and it's not the most well explained, but yeah, it is what it is. Prosecutor's office underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation's still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in...
Looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby.
Oh, still here? Hello.
Just remember to get a job at a chemical plant first. Indeed.
Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs, too.
What happened to the security guard?
Hussy.
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd.
Jake Marshall. Strange guy to be put in charge of a crime scene. I think he could have just said strange guy. Good music, though. The Gumshoe signature.
Hey, look here, looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see.
Annual ball.
I think it's a couple zeros are missing.
No, that sounds about right, at least in that detective's case. Aw, poor Gumshoe.
Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator.
Whew. Well, there you go. Do you mind reading this for me?
What's this? I warned you, fan letters get me right in the spittoon.
It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate?
Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog. He holding a birthday party or something?
Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. God damn it. You know what? The $20 sounds about right. I think you just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting defensive here?
No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall. That's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me.
Hey, wait a second. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. But like the settler, strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny.
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore. Gumshoe's letter of invitation crumpled and discarded. Right now. Okay, so let's examine this thing properly. We got Edgeworth's car, we got whatever this is, we got the outline. I see 1 and 3, I don't see 2. Let's check the car first. 675 12-2. Okay. What's this? Looks like some sort of note.
Look, something's written on it.
Yeah, 675 12-2. You're right. Oh, 67S 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Yourself, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Sure, I wouldn't know what it means either.
Added to the court record. Nice. Okay. Appears to be the car where the body was found. Looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. Crime scene took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car.
Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Poor Phoenix.
This is rope, isn't it?
Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body.
So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You got to be the only person I know who would come to that conclusion.
Yeah, they sliced his legs off with the trunk. The perfect crime.
It's a very 7-9 answer. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else who would it belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Yeah, sure. Right, let's check it out. Okay. Aha! God, when phones looked like that.
The phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial.
Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the latest number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Just you never know with people from your generation.
He's like my age! Fucking zoomer. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Goddamn punk kids. Flip phone. I see the owner of this phone called last.
No self-defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes buttons.
Shut up, you. I should get this. Hello? Car's extended warranty, you say? Does that include if a murder body is found in there? Hello? Never mind.
Hey, that song! I know that!
Not to random Phoenix Parade, but a good defense attorney that's worth it on makes far more money than prosecutors do. We saw Grossberg's office. We know that's true. Phoenix just sucks. Not so much of being a lawyer, but, you know, collecting paychecks. Hey, what's going on over here? Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah.
Whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky.
What? It's my sister's.
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call made was right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who'd you call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I have a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ringing just now. One of those new-fangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. Sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? That looks like a kitchen phone. It's even worse than the flip phone. Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Why does he spell partner with a D? So, cowboy drawl, the slang, as it were, within, like, films and whatnot. Can confirm and Texan. Well, there you go. I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cowboy drawl often has with the style they speak, rather than howdy partner, they go howdy partner, and there is kind of a D that you can hear thrown in there. So I think since he's from West LA, I'd like to think he's deliberately saying it with a D. Howdy partner. and, like, doesn't quite understand what he's doing. Stuff on to the court record. Okay, so got the outline. Got the car. Ah! Block B is through here. This is where visitors park.
I can see the lunch lane car over there in the far distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door.
I can see a cartoon cow munching on a juicy looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little grim?
Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. It's a salient point. So block A, or parking block A.
A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
Defense attorneys are regulated to B block.
I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block and buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
What? I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. Red button? Nothing? Okay. Oh, this drum. What is this? An oil drum. It was like it's filled with water.
It's heavy. I can't even budge it.
The drum over here is on its side.
Wait, I know. I'll hide in there and do a stakeout.
I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested.
What? I'm not suspicious.
Running around here with scientific equipment. I think you're a little suspicious. Might be the extent of it. Unless we can talk to old Marshall here, or if this is worth examining, like the phone and everything.
Here, a phone. Let's see if it works.
Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching.
I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears. Maybe it's due to barometric pressure.
What's she babbling on about?
Hey, what'd you just say?
See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broke.
Look, a door. This must mean something.
Not sure that doors mean anything.
No, it won't open. A mysterious lock.
Could be an entrance-only door. Now let's see what's mysterious about it.
Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more.
Let's finish our investigation first.
This is where cars leave the lot.
The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance.
What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit.
Well, maybe it's both. Kind of dual purpose.
Aha! Theory of relativity.
What?
I've got to write this down. And hey, Mr. Wright, maybe, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British?
What, you mean Einstein? He was Austrian, wasn't he? Might have been German. Mr. Relativity. Are you sure that was his name? Also that, yes. What is that up there?
A stylish glass-walled room. Very nice.
You can see the whole parking lot from in there. Oh, security booth's up top. That's weird. Why is it up there?
It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe.
What?
Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it.
Yo, fucking 7-9. You didn't tell me you had a little sister in this game. Doors mean evil kings. Yo, it says security on that wall, so it must be a cafe named Security.
Let's check it out later.
I hate to break it to you. I think it's probably just a security guard office.
You know I scored a 97 on my science test the other day?
Too bad they don't have tests for common sense! In my heart, he yelled that bit in his head. He's really angry at her.
This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water.
It's got a faucet for water.
Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. There's no wall, but a water tank.
Fail to see how that makes it any different either way. Well, I don't have anything else to look at that I can see. So I guess I'll just talk to Marshall then. Tell me about the Vic. Mr. Marshall, tell us more about the victim.
The men always die young. Remember that, partner.
Should be a little more specific.
Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. A smiling Madonna told me the tale.
I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr.
One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report.
Died due to blood loss. One knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Okay. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor's Guy and Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back.
so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why I didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot?
So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective?
You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas.
I don't think they do when it's true there, Jake.
Huh?
I was one of them fancy shooting detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Oh, really? Now he tells me.
But you're a patrolman now. How can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
So why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying that he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cow dog. Can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs around with that Edgeworth, eh?
Edgeworth.
That cow dog's been kicked out of a cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he hasn't realized it yet.
Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. Uh-oh.
There's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister.
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate's decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall.
Yeah, Bambina?
How can you say that? You and my sister, you were...
Is something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about?
I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's the dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office.
Dry wind or ill wind, someone's up to something here. But who?
Suspicions about Mr. Edwards have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. For forged evidence.
Forged evidence and arranged testimonies, you mean?
He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say.
One person? Who?
Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some load them with deals.
You're saying Mr. Edgeworth made deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets.
Past the 3-hour mark. Oh, we did, didn't we? Well, we'll finish this interview and be done then. I thought I had a bit more time.
That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case?
They targeted him because he was closest to Edgeworth. So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report and a note from the victim and a cell phone.
So you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it!
No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma?
Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What?
Oh. It's the Steel Samurai theme song, is it not? Oh yeah, it is. That popular TV show for fucking tiny baby children. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called to you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is on top of the prosecutor, and is the top prosecutor in the district. I got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here.
Gee. Funny that.
Hey, what a perfect timing for the ending. To be continued. All right. Save the game here, and that'll be it for today. I will be back tomorrow for more Phoenix Wright Rise from the Ashes, the thrilling final case before we move on to another game. Thank you, everyone who tuned in to watch. Shout out to those on YouTube. I love you all. Have a good one. Talk to you later, shrewd negotiators. Stay beautiful, etc., etc. Until Hamtaro, we'll see. The wheels of fate will determine it.